Hey guys, Jesse here, and welcome back to my channel. Today we will be reacting to Season 1, Episode 7 of Star Wars Rebels. Last time we had Ezra do an infiltration mission into a Rebel Academy. We learned some of the things that the Inquisitor might be up to. Ezra was able to rescue one of the Empire students, but had to leave another one behind because he was looking for a sister. If that comes back, who knows? So yeah, Ezra keeps getting on the Inquisitor's radar, which cannot be a good thing, and it's only a matter of time before that comes to bite him in the ass. So there's not much more recap from last episode, so without further ado, let's just jump into this episode, Star Wars Rebels.
All for sticking it to the Empire, but what was in that convoy? You never told us why the mission was so important.
I've told you before, Fulcrum's intel is on a need-to-know basis.
And I told you before, I need to know more.
So, Fulcrum, is it... I'm aware of a couple Fulcrums. Is it the one I'm hoping for?
Everyone okay?
Now, we're fine, but I scraped the Phantom's underbelly.
You?
It was somewhat unavoidable. Once your plan went south.
Ah, there we go. Knew there had to be a way this was my fault.
You were right, dear. Zeb, I'll need the Phantom ready to pick up the supplies from Fulcrum, adjust the steering, and run a diagnostic. Chopper and Ezra will help you fix any problems you find.
Really? Have you met them?
Hey, and I'm leaving soon, so get to it.
This is gonna be a Sabine episode. We don't know a lot about Sabine at this point. I'm hoping this is gonna be a Sabine episode. I want to know more
Well,
about her.
the target.
Yeah, I got that part.
Fulcrum was right about the timing and route, but underestimated the Imperial defenses.
It's getting harder to anticipate the Empire's moves, that's for sure.
Yeah, about that. I'd like to know why we're relying on intel from this Fulcrum, whoever he is.
It's Hera's job to find missions that create problems for the Empire and profit for us. If she trusts the contact, I trust the contact. No questions asked.
At the Imperial Academy, they didn't want me to ask questions either. That didn't work for me. It's why I ended up here.
And we're glad to have you.
Huh.
You are so frustrating.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
So she ex-Imperial?
Fine. I'm done asking questions. I'm telling you.
So how does a
I'm coming
Mandalorian
on
end
your
up
way to meet Fulcrum.
in an Imperial Academy?
No.
Perfect. Steering and life support are back in working order. Nice work. Sorry, kid. I told him to wait till you were out.
Not funny.
Hold it. We're not done here. The diagnostic's still running.
You can run a diagnostic on Chopper when it's done with it.
Ah!
They're all assholes. And you didn't do your job right. Well, that's gonna come back to bite you in the ass.
Supplies are unloaded and ready. Should I wait?
Yeah, stick around.
This is
Spectre
Ahsoka.
2 and I would love
This was
to
the spoiler I
talk.
knew.
Spectre 2. What's the problem?
No problem, Fulcrum. Spectre 5 decided to help with the supply run.
Understood. Fulcrum out.
Cause the...
You know,
Okay.
an outburst like that is not appreciated.
Neither is all this secrecy.
I know Saw Gerrera was a Fulcrum. And Ahsoka Tano, at the end of Clone Wars, went by the codename Fulcrum. That's clearly a lady voice. Pretty sure that's Ashley Eckstein.
I don't know. Maybe Fulcrum didn't like your attitude. I know I didn't.
That's gonna blow up.
I'll take that one.
Yeah, that's, it looks like, Ahsoka Tano's, like, white markings.
Hera, you know what happened when I was a cadet at the Imperial Academy on Mandalore. I trusted the Empire, followed its orders blindly, and it was a nightmare. Whoever did this must have been pretty eager to get what was inside.
Too eager to just flip the latch and open them? Who would? We're not dealing with a who, more like a what.
That's comforting. You don't happen to know why this base was abandoned?
I'm starting to have my suspicions.
You know, I think it's just a better idea just to cut your losses and get out. Oh. Hi, big guy.
Last one.
Good, let's go. No. We had nearly a full tank when we landed. Now we're out of fuel?
Harris not here to save you now.
That's it.
Mom leaves for 5 minutes and everything goes to hell.
To Spectre 4, come in.
Thought I recognized these markings. Allow me to introduce you to one of my oldest and most explosive friends, Rhydonium.
It's good to have friends. So what's your plan?
It's a video game logic. If it's in a red barrel, it'll explode.
We can set up groups of canisters and create explosions that take them out a wave at a time.
How will you get the creatures close enough to the Rhydonium to be effective?
We're gonna need bait.
Where do we get that?
We don't get it. We are it. It worked! We just might survive this.
Wait, you doubted your own plan?
Never.
Good, because I sure did.
Hey!
There's definitely gonna be a lot more of them.
Come on, they're closing in.
Or like these are gonna be the babies. There's just gonna be one giant one. Ugh.
These guys aren't so tough.
They're the best.
Oh god.
No hitchhikers.
Something's wrong. She's not responding.
Rerouting auxiliary power to the hull.
Didn't know the ghost could do that.
There's a lot you don't know about my ship. Chopper, reroute coolant to the engine.
Thanks for saving me back there.
Don't read too much into it, kid.
You did get her into the situation in the first place, so.
Engaging magnetic lock.
I wouldn't be too proud of yourself, buddy.
You do.
Good. You are making a difference, Sabine. And I promise, we won't always be fighting this battle alone. Do you think you can trust me?
I think I can try.
So that was Star Wars Rebels, Season 1, Episode 7, Out of Darkness. So it was one of those episodes that not a lot of happened plot-wise, but we did get a very interesting look into Sabine's character. Because she's the one I think we've seen the least of personality-wise. Because we've gotten hints to almost everyone's backstory, except her and Hera at this point. So it was good to see. So it was good to hear a little bit more about her. She was an Imperial cadet on Mandalore. Because I know that at some point, shortly after the Empire formed, they did go to try to take over Mandalore and instill Imperial rule over it. I guess I never thought about the idea that there would be Mandalorians fighting for the Empire. I'm interested to see what Mandalore looks like under Empire rule. Because they're such a strong-willed people, I think. Because in The Mandalorian, they talk about the Mandalorian Purge after how after the Empire took over, they couldn't control Mandalore, so they decided just to destroy everything. So this is pre-Empire Purge, while they're still trying to control Mandalore. So I'm wondering what is the thing that makes the Empire see Mandalore as a lost cause? Yeah, what does Mandalore look like under the Empire? Because Mandalore has had several different iterations, from the warrior creed to the pacifist way of life under Duchess Satine's rule. So, are Mandalorians still Mandalorians as, like, we know them? Do they still have the armor and that, like, warrior way? Or is that taken away from them when they're indoctrinated into the Empire? Because the Empire is very much about, like, its uniformity, and it's why you don't see a lot of, or any, alien species working for the Empire. But that would make sense why Sabine's armor is the way it is, if she was used to be an Empire cadet, and then finally breaking away from that and being able to, like, have a sense of choice and creativity, and, like, why now she has, like, the dyed hair and the spray painted armor. We also heard from Fulcrum this episode, which I talked about when I first started the series, that I knew at some point Ahsoka Tano was going to show up in the show. And I'm guessing Fulcrum is Ahsoka, because I know that in the last arc of the Clone Wars, whenever Ahsoka shows up with Bo-Katan in the last couple episodes, that she's going by Fulcrum at that point. Because the only other Fulcrum agent that I think I know of would be Saw Gerrera then, because they originally thought Anakin thought Ahsoka was Saw Gerrera whenever they said they got a message from a Fulcrum. So I'm guessing that Fulcrum is Ahsoka, because also the little symbol that was painted in to, like, the boxes looks like the facial markings, because there was something very similar painted onto, like, all the helmets that the clones of the 501st wear in that final arc. If this is Ahsoka, it's nice to know that she is at least subtly working for the rebellion and helping rebel agents. But other than that, fun episode. Not a lot to talk about. It was short and sweet and was mostly a nice character study, but also just fighting off bat cat creatures of darkness. So that was my reaction to Season 1, Episode 7 of Star Wars Rebels. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time. Bye.